All right, we'll pass 2 o'clock. We do have a quorum established. Go ahead, call to order the May 23rd, 2019 meeting of the RSW Regional Jail Authority Board of Directors. We've got some new faces, or a newer face around the table, so we'll go ahead and do introductions. Doug Stanley, County Administrator, Warren County.
Conrad Helsley, Board of Supervisors, Shenandoah County.
Mike Arnold, Sheriff of Warren County.
Bill Hefty, Counsel to the Authority.
Steve Weaver, Deputy Superintendent.
Mary O'Connor, Administrative Assistant, RSW.
Stephanie Smith, Finance Manager at RSW.
Dan Murray, Warren County Board of Supervisors.
Evan Bass, County Administrator, Shenandoah.
Welcome, Mike.
Thank you.
Next item is adoption of the agenda. Any changes or additions?
I move for approval.
Second.
Motion by Conrad, second by Dan. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Item 3, election of officers. This is our annual meeting to elect officers for the upcoming year, which will start July 1, since this is our last authority board meeting, full authority board meeting before that date. Anyone have any nominations?
Who are the current officers?
Current officers, I am chair, Mr. Helsley is vice chair, and Gary Curry is the secretary treasurer.
You doing a good job?
I think so.
One of them is.
Certainly make a motion that Doug maintain his position as chairman of the RSW.
Second.
We have a motion, and a second for me as chair. Do you want to amend that and nominate the full slate, or do you want to?
Would you be willing to serve vice chair?
Well, for a while.
Yeah, I understood. That's why I asked.
Yeah.
I think a full slate would make sense.
That's good.
And in the absence of Gary being here, he doesn't get a choice. So,
I like that.
you as chair, Dr. Helsley as vice chair, and Gary Curry as secretary treasurer. I'll amend my motion to that effect.
And you made your second.
Second, please.
Any other nominations? With that, ask for a motion to close nominations.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All in favor of the current slate of officers signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you for your continued support in our leadership. Adoption of minutes. Next item is adoption of minutes of the March 28, 2019 meeting. Are there any additions or changes to the proposed minutes? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve?
Make the motion to approve as presented.
Motion by Mr. Murray, is there a second?
I'll second
Mr. Helsley, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 5, public comments. Public comments are limited to issues that are not the subject of a public hearing. Intended as an opportunity for the public to give input on relevant issues and not intended as a question and answer period. Is there anyone from the public who wishes to give comment today? Hearing and seeing none, we'll go ahead and close public comments. Item 6, comments from board members. Again, for me, welcome, Mike. We look forward to, I guess, through the
End of the year.
end of the year, right? Unless we can convince you to run. We'll run. Anybody else have anything? Mr. Hefty?
Looks like you've been doing a great job since the last time I was here. Keep it up.
Brendan talked, there's, wasn't a whole lot, I guess, in Richmond, the General Assembly session that impacted.
There really wasn't. I mean, the biggest thing is that General Assembly and JLARC are looking at trying to get some health standards in jails and mental health standards. And Jeff Gore is involved in that, and we're going to be working on that issue. But that's the big issue, is mental health and health, and try to get some standards, and also who is going to do the inspections for those things. I think the jail superintendents would like Board of Corrections to be the people who inspect for those. There's some talk about the Inspector General doing that, which we're not in favor of, and so that's got to be worked out. But there are going to
DOC's already here doing inspections.
They're already here doing inspections, and they're the logical people to do it. But mental health and health in jails is still the big issue, and that's going to be what we're working on for next year.
I think that's going to be a big issue for a long time.
It is going to be a big issue for a long time.
And I think we're doing it the right way by, with us partnering with Northwestern Community Services, folks are on the outside. They commit a crime, end up in here, and then they leave and go back out. But there can be seamless transition as far as their files and records. If they're already getting services from Northwestern, I think that's part of what they're trying to get to at the state level. So I think we're a step ahead of a lot of the other folks out there.
That's it.
Item 7, Superintendent's Report.
Thank you. The average daily population, Rappahannock, 26 inmates at 7.8%.
Crime Week. They're up.
Shenandoah County, 140 inmates, 41.8. And Warren County, 169 at 50.4%, which brings the member jurisdiction for the month to 335. Contract bids, Prince William, we were holding 2. Page County, 93. Culpeper County, contract bids at 33. And the total facility average daily population was 463.
Did Prince William, Steve, get down to 2? Are they, I know we just kind of are a filler for them. You think their numbers are going to continue to stay low? or-
I think it's going to. I mean, I know they were in the process of an addition or adding onto their facility, and we haven't had any requests for them to bring in any more, take on any more inmates. I think they're kind of, it's kind of steady where they're currently at, so.
So they're building their facility right now,
Yes.
or addition.
Officer vacancies, excuse me, 25 officer vacancies, and that includes 8 positions held for vacancy savings and 2 medical vacancies. Recently, we hired an LPN, and last week she started, but unfortunately, she decided to resign. She said this just wasn't quite what she was looking for. We're still getting applications. I think we received another one today. We're using Indeed, and we've been quite a good response from Indeed. Medication aids, we're getting applications for those as well.
How about officers?
Yes, we're getting some of those, not quite as many as we have with nurses, but they're coming in pretty steady. I think this week we received 3 applications for correctional officers.
We were talking at the FMP meeting that hopefully once we start to advertise with the new salary range, it'll help us a little bit. And hopefully we'll see those numbers, vacancy numbers come down.
Facility grounds maintenance, there's a supplement. Did you get one of these, Mr. Helsley?
Oh,
I got you.
With spring coming on, obviously the grass and its mowing's picked up, and we've been pretty busy. The workforce has been working at Martytown Park in Shenandoah County, Rappahannock Park, Courthouse and Government Building, Warren County Soccerplex, Little League Field, and the fairgrounds. They also, Family Fun Day here locally, I think this past weekend, the workforce collected the trash after the parade. Recruitment and retention, RSW will be participating in a job fair sponsored by the Shenandoah County Chamber of Commerce. It's going to be hosted at the Newmarket Fire and Rescue Department on June 11th. On May 14th and 15th, RSW received 38 additional inmates from Culpeper. These inmates were transferred from Piedmont Regional Jail, and Culpeper had been notified that Piedmont, they were no longer going to hold the inmates, and they would like them to be transferred or relocated on May 19th. So we took them on, and we opened up one of the additional housing units to accommodate that.
is that gonna continue, you think?
With Piedmont?
No, with Culpeper.
Yeah, I believe so. They contacted us earlier in the week, and they asked if we could take on a few more. They asked if we could take up to 15, and we did. Actually, they picked up 8 and took them back today, but they brought 9 more, and they're gonna bring a few more this afternoon. So these are the inmates that were actually in Culpeper Jail. But I believe currently we have all of the inmates. That I don't think there are any left in Piedmont. So that's what they were asking us to take. Saturday, May 18th, we participated in the annual Community Safety and Wellness Day hosted by the Woodstock Police Department. The staff always looks forward to the fire truck pull. We unfortunately lost by about 1 second this year. And we raised the most money for the event. However, at the last minute, Valley Health had kind of raised the bid and outbid us and took the honors for that. So, but it's an event that most people enjoy. The officers enjoy going there. I think the public gets a kick out of it as well. So that's all I have.
Any questions for Steve? Thanks for doing what you guys do to be out in the public and support the communities that you serve. Financial report, Steph?
$412,000 was received from the Compensation Board in April for the March 2019 salaries and benefits reimbursement, of which just under $80,000 was for vacancy savings. Contract bed rental billing for April 2019 was $25,000 for Culpeper, $104,000 for Page, and $2,500 for Prince William. The total bed rental revenue year-to-date for FY19, including revenue from medical, housing, commissary, and telephone fees, is at $1.2 million. April marks 83% of the year. Expenditures are at 78% used, and revenue is at 84% realized.
Any questions for Steph? Is there a motion to approve the financial report?
So moved. Second.
Motion and second to approve the financial report as presented. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. So, item 9 is 2018 true-up discussion. I'll try to,
You did a great job, you just have to remember what you
I
said.
gotta remember what I said at the committee meeting. So, we've been doing a true-up each year, but this year, we'd asked our auditors, Robinson, Farmer, and Cox, and Davenport, who are our financial advisors, to take a look at the way the true-up was being calculated to ensure that it was being calculated correctly. And I think, we've obviously had a lot of changeover over the years in finance staff, and just trying to make sure we have it nailed down. And one of the things that was identified that was a deficiency was when the actual cash paid was calculated to compare against what the locality should have been paying, we weren't adding back the credit, basically, that was given out for the previous year's true-up. So when you go back, that should have been counted towards that. We did that and made sure we were using the correct 3-year rolling averages of inmate utilization of the facility. We had to basically make some adjustments for the previous years. The spreadsheet, and if it doesn't have a copy of the spreadsheet, Mike, there's a couple extra ones up here.
Thank you.
Across the top is the 3-year rolling average calculation. All right, we can share. 3-year rolling out average calculation of the years is up at the top. The real numbers are the kind of the bottom and bottom right, because it looks at the actual 3-year utilization and sums up the 3 years of credits. At the end of the day, and this is coming from a recommendation from the FNP, the calculations are basically showing that Rappahannock County is due a credit of $145,313, that Shenandoah County owes an additional $275,118, and that Warren is owed a credit of $1,727,338. Real part of the shift has been, if you look going back to FY15, Shenandoah's percentage of utilization has gone from 33% of the facility to FY18 to 40.26, and Warren's percentage has gone from 61.31 down to 54.49. So you've seen that basically a 6% or so shift in utilization as Warren's numbers have come down a little and Shenandoah's have gone up. And part of that goes back to, if you look at all the way at the top, like in FY14, Warren had 232 inmates, and that was at our own facility, but those 3-year averages were in the formula. So the rolling average percentage wise has gone down. We've gone from that 192 down to, 172 or so, the most recent calculation. So typically, the credit is applied to the fourth quarter payment. We've held off on basically invoicing the localities for that fourth quarter payment. In addition, the FMP has not recommended that Shenandoah cut a check for $275,118 at this time. What we are recommending is that that amount owed by Shenandoah be carried over into the next fiscal year, because based on our calculations, we are anticipating another significant savings in the current FY19 fiscal year. So we go do the true up for this year, mainly because we only, how much did we calculate for bed rental for the current budget? I think you remember?
I believe we budgeted less than 200,000.
Yeah,
Not much.
and we've already hit 1.2 million. So there's an extra, basically an extra million in cash. Plus we have 2 more months to account for. So, we will easily exceed it by about 1.2 plus million. So we're anticipating a savings that will be carried through in the true up for FY19's audit. In essence, that will erase the deficit that Shenandoah. So basically, the recommendation that's been forwarded is to go ahead and apply the credit to Rappahannock and Warren, which will still result in a check for $22,250 to be cut for Rappahannock, and a check to Warren of $638,913. Plus, it'll wipe out the fourth quarter payment. Shenandoah will make its fourth quarter payment, and that $275,118 will be carried forward to the next fiscal year. Shenandoah, is that acceptable to
I think so.
you guys? Again, trying to be fair, and I think we all realize with our capital improvement plan, we need to start setting money aside, but I think it's,
And we have said something.
and we've got 400-some-thousand set aside. I think we know we have a significant amount of money next year. We need to get caught up and get, I think, things cleaned up as far as the true of the last, since the facility opened, and those 3 fiscal years, and then be able to move forward. It's hard to retain money for capital when you got one locality in a negative already. So I think we'll be good moving forward. Each year from here forward, Robinson, Farmer, and Cox will be directed to provide us with a summary of the true up, to do that calculation for staff, so we have the template already put together. So we shouldn't have to spend as much time and effort in future fiscal years trying to put this information together. The good news is the additional effort of staff to bring in bedroom revenue has really helped us. That coupled with the cost savings of vacancies and doing a good job of managing the money, we're saving money. So those things point to, there's a good problems to deal with. Right? So with that, is there a motion by this board to approve the true up calculation for FY, and really it's for FY 15, 16, and 17?
So moved. With the numbers from the finance committee being included.
With the numbers from finance being included, and I'll go ahead and repeat those. The true up for Rappahannock is $145,313. For Shenandoah, they would owe an additional $275,118. For Warren, it's $1,727,338 for a total net amount of $1,597,532.
I'll second that motion.
By Conrad, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Hopefully we can finally, after 6 months of work, we'll put this into bed. So, thanks everybody. Thank you staff for all your efforts and working through this issue. Evan, anything else from the FMP committee to report on?
I think you accurately summed up the main point of our discussion. One thing to note is that we tentatively are not going to have a June 27th meeting. unless something comes up from staff that needs our attention.
That was just for F and P though.
Just F&P.
Sorry. Yes, sir. July 25th will be your next F&P and board meeting.
Any other outstanding issues for the board to consider? So hearing none, our meeting schedule, so July 25th will be our next full authority meeting, followed by September 26th, November 21st. Please put those on your calendar. And with that, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.